Hey everybody, welcome to Stumpt. This is Ash, and I'm playing some more Cities Skylines. Alright, as you guys can see, I've finally gotten the roundabout districts, this new roundabout district a little bit more set up the way it's supposed to be. I redistricted it. There was a bunch of people in the comments that were very sharp-eyed, and they noticed that I'd accidentally not zoned these offices. I zoned them small or low-density commercial. So thank you for spotting that and pointing that out to me, because I would not have noticed that at all. I also made the area just a little bit bigger. God, it looks so awesome, doesn't it? And I asked you guys for suggestions on what to name this district. So, without any further ado, let's name it. Yes. I'm super stoked that people are finally moving into this district too. I was really worried that no one was going to, but it finally kicked in about 10 minutes or so after I ended the last episode. Maybe not even 10 minutes, maybe more like 5. But it finally happened. And so, we're going to call this district the Maelstrom. As someone said in the comments, it's the nightmare roundabout district. If you drive through the Maelstrom, there's no hope of escape. I like that. I like that. And for those that don't know what a Maelstrom is, it's basically a whirlpool that you see in the ocean, or any body of water, I suppose. But it's a giant whirlpool that you can't escape from. Oh man, look at that! We're getting some high-density business moving in. We're getting some offices moving in, and yes, we even have had some residential moving as well. And I'm not 100% sure which resident it was, which house was first, but I named someone from this house Dexter the Bear, because he was the very first human that I spotted on the street. So, as I promised I would in the last episode, the very first human that moves in over here was going to be named the Bear. He is Dexter the Bear now, so hopefully we'll see him pop up in Chipper. What are people talking about in Chipper these days? To save rainforest? What? We don't have any rainforests here. Amazing vacation. Alright. Oh, yes! So, we finally hit 70,000. We can finally build the airport. We're going to do that right now, guys. We're going to do that right now. Oh, man. They gave us a crap ton of money for that, too. So, yes to the airport. Where should we build that? How should we build that? I'm thinking it's gonna connect. Let's redo our power a little bit here. As you can see, I also finally pulled the trigger on building a nuclear power plant. You know, I'd had to build 3 of the solar power plants, and I was about to have to build a 4th, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to have to pull the trigger on it, and I was sad to do it off episode, but it had to be done. So, as you can see, I got rid of the solar power plants. I built a nuclear power plant. The nuclear power plants are crazy. 640 megawatt output compared to the solar power plant, which I think only has, what? 160. So that's a crazy difference. Our power is solidly in the green for a little while now. And let's build. Let's see, can we build a road that sort of pops out this way and then pops up? Yeah. How do we want this to go? Whatever, it's fine. And then pops back down. And, man, where do we want this airport to be? I kind of want it to be down a ways, but then I'm not sure if that will cause some problems with people not wanting to drive that far to get into our city. So maybe we'll have it be next to the airport, or next to the train station? Like that. Okay. It would be under transportation. Airport. Yes. Slope too steep? What? There's not any... I guess there are some hills there. Damn it. Okay. Let's continue trying to find a road. Let's see. Let's just build this out and see if the airport can go anywhere along this road, because I just want it. I just want it. Oh, I saw it for a second. There. So can it go on that side by any chance? No? Okay. Bam. Alright. Good enough. Good enough, and we will delete that road for now since it's pointless. We got an airport, guys! Oh, yes. You know what? Airport's gonna need a name. Oh, airport's gonna need power too. And water, probably. Oh. Damn it. Ultra picky about this stuff. Bam. Okay. And bam. Alright. And water. Bam. That should do that. And now let's name it. SPX International. That stands for Stumpt International. Maybe it should be SPX. We're sticking to it. SPX. Yes. I'm so stoked. Come on. I want to see planes coming in. I can see some little connections there. Really, we can only service 4 airplanes at a time. That's not a huge airport, gotta say. I'm stoked to start seeing airplanes flying through the sky, because I know that that's a thing. Alright. Alright. We won't hang out too long. What's our next step gonna be? You know, I think our next step needs to be... Well, I definitely want this to grow. How's it doing? You see, we got a lot of residential moving in. We got even more residents moving in. It's pretty funny. The power? I had to build a windmill just for the center of this district because I could not figure out how to connect power to it without destroying that walking path. No matter where I drew this power out, it was going to destroy that walking path, and I did not want to destroy that walking path, so they get their own windmill. It's pretty awesome, right? I think it's pretty cool. Alright. You know, I think... Man, we're getting people... That's so cool. I'm so stoked that the city is just doing well. Since the last episode, let's talk a little bit about what I did in the last since the last episode. Since I played for almost 2 hours since the last episode, but I didn't build anything new except for an extra ring of roundabouts on the outside here. I didn't add any new roads or anything. The only thing new that I built is I built an insane amount of parks everywhere, and heck, there could even stand to be some more parks as I'm looking through this. Because, yeah, I wanted as much as possible to increase land value and increase just happiness throughout the city. You know what? I'm probably going to instantly have to take back my words and say that I didn't build any new roads. I did actually build a small amount of new roads. These ones here. Some offices for Squiggles. And I know that I said that Squiggles were going to be our idiots, but just because of how much I'm disliking industrial right now, because even though we had for a very long time left Squiggles without any kind of possible education, these people are still complaining that there's not enough workers. So I finally bit the bullet. I built a ton of schools for Squiggles. What do we got? We got 3 elementary schools, we got 3 high schools, and I think they have their own college. Yes, they do. And what's neat, I never looked at this graph before, but in here, you can actually see how your availability, your education availability is doing per tiers of education. So our elementary tier, we're in the green. High school tier, we're very much in the green. And university tier, we are maxed out. So that's great. Which is totally why we're having worker shortages for uneducated workers. Everyone's freaking a university student. So they're still complaining that there's not enough workers. So I'm at my wit's end with these people. I'm thinking that I'm just going to get rid of at least a few blocks of industrial here, because it seems pointless. They're not making any money. I'm not making any money off of them. So just goodbye. Just goodbye. And you know, in my own perspective, I'm happier with the offices because they don't create any pollution. So in my own mind, that makes my citizens more happy too, doesn't it? It makes them more happy because I'm not creating any pollution and I'm creating more highly educated jobs for them as well. That's my own justification for it. I think I may have created this off camera as well. Science Center. I was again looking for looking to build, where is it? Leisure. I was looking to build leisure activities for downtown, which is what this this green building does. And so yeah, it really expanded the blue out into all of this. So now all of our residential areas are at least not deeply in the red, which is what you don't want. You want this to be at least midway through, this at least brownish color, because if you're deeply in the red, then residents start to complain that their land value is too low, and you know, you have to build parks for them or something just to keep them happy. Look at this. We're getting some demand for business now. I wonder if we just don't have enough business in the Maelstrom. Did it all get eaten up? I think it did. But you know what? There's not a whole lot of room where I would want to build in the Maelstrom. I guess we could make like little tiny connections in between. I'm not going to do that. That would take the whole episode for me to do that. So let's just start zoning out something new, someplace new to build some business. Maybe Squiggles could use some more business. Let's do that. Squiggles could use some more business. Let's draw some new blocks in Squiggles. Or maybe it's time we end Squiggles and we start thinking about a new area over here. That sounds good to me. Squiggles, you done. All right. There. All right, and we'll zone all of that new block there to be business. That will fill some of that demand. Bam. Anything else that we could easily add some more business to? Not easily, from what I'm seeing. We'll figure that out. I did take away some of the business over here, since quite a lot of these people were complaining that they were not getting enough customers. But now I'm curious if that was a bad decision. Maybe I should have just made traffic better so customers could get there more easily. It's always a balancing act with this game. figuring out where is best. Oh, you know what? I did want to create a connection between these two. Let's work on that. Let's work on that. That's going to be tricky since there's that cemetery there. That was a bad placement for the cemetery. That's my own bad. So we're going to have to create the connection, I think, on the river front. Yeah, that's where it's going to have to be. The game is telling us to buy more land. Be landowners. Okay. Bam. All right. And as other people pointed out, there's already people parking here. That's interesting. As people pointed out earlier, I have had a bad habit. Oh wow, I just killed power to all of that. I have had a bad habit of drawing one-way roads when I'm not supposed to. I'm getting better about that, y'all. I'm trying to, anyway. Come on. Seriously? Why? There. Okay. There. Okay. Yay, electricity! You know what? We should have a backup for that. Always back up, y'all. Alright. So, now we've got all of this room to play with. And we can build something new as well. We can buy a whole new tile, which will probably be this tile. Let's be real about it. Let's just do that now. We're gonna buy that tile. Bam. Stumpton is freaking huge, I gotta say. And I think I see an airplane. Yeah! Look at that! Look at all the new people that just came to our city. There's only 3 passengers? Ooh! We got 39 passengers with this one. You know, that's a really, I gotta say, that's a really low capacity for an airplane. If most airliners were only 39 passengers full or only 3 passengers full, they'd be going out of business real quick. Never talk to me about these. Okay. So, I don't think I want to completely draw a whole crazy new district yet. Not yet. But we will certainly fill up this whole area with new districts. But I want your guys' ideas for what the new districts should look like, because I want to make them unique, kind of like the Maelstrom is. Maelstrom's a pretty wicked name for that, I gotta say. That fits. But something unique, you know, Squiggles is wiggly, Maelstrom is round, we've already got very grid-shaped district over here. Don't even talk to me, fire department. So what other kind of cool, unique districts could I make? Hit me up with suggestions. I want to know what kind of districts you guys want to see, because we could probably make 3 more districts along this side here. God's sakes. It just looks so cool. I have to keep coming back and looking at it. Look at how wicked this looks. Yes. I'm happy people are using the walking paths. That's really cool. Walking paths is not something that I've explored at all yet. These walking paths came in this Steam Workshop download of this intersection that I downloaded. So I did not create this by hand. But maybe I should check into walking paths. I've heard of someone else that created a city where everyone's able to walk everywhere and they never have to drive just by using walking paths everywhere. So that sounds pretty cool to me. Our water's still doing well. Look at the water treatment plants. Okay, let's continue by maybe making another road. Maybe some small roads. Nope. Okay. Nope. This game. Nope. Seriously? To there. Fine. I wonder if I can hit that connection. Yes, I can. Sweet. Alright, and we'll draw one more intersection that away. Sweet! And then, how do I want to do this? Maybe just, because I don't want to create a bunch of stops. But it's actually, now that I'm thinking about it, what's nice is that on, six-way roads, if it's not a four-way stop, I believe the six-lane road always has right-of-way. So we're just going to create a bunch of crosses here. Let's try to min-max it a little bit more if possible. There we go. Oh, they are having to stop a bit, but whatever. Whatever. Come on. There we go. That's fine. Alright, and then what do we want this to be? Maybe we're still having some demand for business, so maybe some riverfront business? Riverfront business sounds pretty cool to me. And should it be high density? I'm thinking high density might ruin the view. It might look pretty cool. High density stuff just looks cool, I gotta say. It really does. Bam. Bam. Really, I'd like the whole city to be high density after a while. I just like big cities. I grew up in big cities, so having tall cities is cool sounding to me. Alright. And then I wonder what the rest should be. If it should be some commercial, or if it should just be residential, or what. We're still having some demand for business. You know what, I'm gonna connect this up if I can. Yes, I didn't even have to destroy anything. Score. You know what? Let's not overthink it. We're going to do a little of column A and a little of column B. We're going to have some offices. Let's zone more business in the center. We're going to zone some offices like that. And then the rest is just going to be high density residential. How's that sound? Sounds pretty good. That's how it sounds to me. Is that everything? Yes, it is. Sweet. Alright. That's a pretty sweet looking district to me. It's kind of making Mustache a little long on one side. He needs another whisker going off that way. But whatever. Oh, they don't have any water. That's a problem. That's a problem that can be solved easily by ugly pipes. Ugly, ugly pipes. Sweet. And then one more ugly pipe over here. Alright. Look at that. So yes, we've got all of this space just waiting to be took. And I want something unique. I want something silly looking. You know, I want it to be as weird and awesome as the Maelstrom. Look at these people, all in their little... It really does remind me of that neighborhood in Denmark, Copenhagen, somewhere outside of Copenhagen. Look it up, y'all. There's like these circle neighborhoods that, yeah, they just live in little circles. There is a fire department over here. Everyone always bites my head off saying that I need more fire coverage throughout my city, but no, I've been good. I guess I could be better in the Maelstrom, but I've been good otherwise. Seriously, I've been good. There's even more fires. You know what? Can never win. We're gonna go with the Ghostbusters fire station, and we're gonna build a second one over there. There. Yeah, Ghostbusters. It'd be really awesome. I was just thinking, holy crap, wouldn't it be amazing if the Ghostbusters ambulance pulled out of there? But no, it's going to be a normal fire truck. It would have been amazing though. Okay, I'm hearing lots of dinging. What do you suppose the dinging's about? It's about these things leveling up? I guess I've never really paid attention to that. Are they leveling up because I increased their land value via the fire station? Man, there's a lot of leveling up going on over here. This whole district is now my absolute favorite district of the city. It's just amazing. Okay, so yes, most of Stumptonia is this very grid-shaped system. We want something unique. What else can we do for the ending of this episode? Let's build... What haven't we built? Ooh, we've got some new stuff in here. Colossal Order offices. And a Grand Mall. What else we got? We've built literally everything else. Okay. Grand Mall. Grand Mall could go in the new district. How grand is it? It's pretty grand. Is it actually so grand that there's not even space to be built? Oh my god. Really? Oh wait, how about... Yeah, I could build it there. I'd have to destroy one building to do that. Oh, no, I could build it there. I'd rather have it sort of along a main road, though. You know what? That's fine. I'm going to build it right there. Huge Grand Mall. And then the Colossal Order Studios. Or, what is it? Offices. Their offices are going to go maybe next to... These are all office districts over here. But it's a tall building. I like seeing the tall buildings in sort of this skyline that I have going over here. That's the name of the game, y'all. City Skylines. Let's check that out. Haha! It's their logo. Colossal Order. Yeah. That's pretty awesome. I like that. Jesus, it's huge. I'm sure it doesn't look like that in real life, but I like to pretend that it actually does look like that in real life. This Grand Mall is freaking massive, and I'm realizing now that I probably should have upgraded the road before I built it. That sucks, but whatever. Okay. Anyway, we have now built... Oh, look at the airplanes! Look at them! That makes me so happy. How many people do we have visiting us? Passengers served last week, 13. This airport would go out of business if it was a real airport. I'm paying $4,800 a week for 13 people. I feel like those statistics are weird to me. Anyway, I love that we've got the airport finally going now. That's awesome. I hope that brings a lot more people into the city. One of the other things that I wanted to show off, I've been in between the episodes, I've been keeping up with creating new bus stations and subway stations because that can seem kind of tedious to watch as well. So I do have I do have some bus routes and stuff going into the city, sort of going throughout the whole Maelstrom. And I've got 3 subway stations in the Maelstrom as well, because I figure it's pretty weird shaped. People won't be able to walk around it easily, so it needs at least a couple. And I created a few new lines. I created another metro station up there. But one of the things I want to show off, I've got this new mod that actually shows us every single bus line, and let's see here. Bus line number 11 is the new one. But beyond that, it actually tells us how many trips each bus line is saving. That's amazing. The mods in this game blow my mind. Because before, you were only given this information here. But now, with this mod, I can see how many trips it saved, how many vehicles are servicing the line. It's interesting, this new line that I built for the Maelstrom requires a lot more vehicles than any of my other lines, except for this one, I suppose. I wonder if that's sort of based on how long the line is? Interesting. I guess it says here, the Maelstrom line has 18 stops, it requires 15 vehicles. Bus line number 2 has 14 stops and it requires 16 vehicles. That's interesting. But if you click on each line, it actually also breaks it down by how many, like, the demographics of the passengers. So you can see, like, which line most of the seniors are taking. Like, this is the very first line we ever built. And it's being taken primarily by young adults. And this is the newest line that we built. Again, it's being serviced mostly by teens and adults. I don't know. Being able to see this type of information is just really neat to me. So the mods in this game are ridiculous. There's I think 17,000 mods out right now. It's insane. If you guys have any suggestions for mods that I should check out, please let me know, because as I said, there's 17,000 of them. I've only really scratched the surface on which ones I'm using here in this episode, or in this series, I should say. Anyway, hit me up in the description with ideas for your new districts for me. Some sort of, like, I don't know, yeah, some sort of shape or pattern or design, or, you know, that's something we could do is like nothing but L-shaped roads, if you know what I'm saying. So everything is sort of like these intersecting L's over and over. I've seen stuff like that before, and that could be interesting to try. I'm sure that would create nightmares for traffic as well. But if you have other ideas, let me know. I'd like to hear your guys' ideas for different districts to draw out. With that, I think that's what we're going to call it in this episode. Don't pay attention to the fire problems. There are no fire problems in this city. If you're liking what you're seeing, please give me a like, give me a favorite. Be sure to subscribe. I've been Ash. We've been Stumped. I'll catch you all next time.